We're now going to create a video capture. But before we get to that, I am going to create a new design and start off blank. So I'm going to go into File, and you can also go back to your home page. I'm just going to click Create New Design. And basically, I just want the same type of design. So in here, I'm going to search for YouTube video. So I'll just select this one here. Now, you might ask, how do I create a video, or how do I do a screen capture in Canva? And if we go over to Uploads, we're going to notice that underneath the Upload File button, we're going to see a button that says Record Yourself. I'm going to select the Record Yourself. Now, if this is the first time that you are selecting this button, you are going to get a pop-up from Canva asking you if you want to allow Canva to use your camera. And so you can decide whether you want to allow Canva to always use your camera, to use it this one time, or maybe you pressed the record button by accident and you never want to allow Canva to use your camera. So you'll need to make that choice, and then that will bring you into the recording studio. I'm going to press Record Yourself. And we'll see that the camera is going to be in use now. So I want to go over and explain all the settings here in Canva. And first off, you're going to notice that there's going to be this pop-up here in the top right corner. If you don't see that, you can toggle it on and off by selecting this setting button. I'm going to come down here to my profile picture and go over the settings on my profile picture first. Now, the first button is to turn on or off your camera. So if you click on this icon, that will turn your camera off. If you turn it or click it, the button again, it'll turn it back on. The next button is going to mirror the image of your video. So when we click this button, it's going to flip our image to the other side. Next to the flip button is the shape of my profile picture. So we can have it either circle or we can have it square. I personally like the circle profile picture, but anyhow. Moving on, next to the choosing the shape for the profile are effects and filters, and these are kind of combined. So we have effects and filters. Now, if I had some imperfections on my skin, I could use the skin smoothing to retouch my face. My video is so small that I really don't need that. And my face is pretty good on its own, so I don't think we need that. But it's there just in case you want to use it. By all means, feel free. Next to effects is filters. And we can use any one of these filters. Some of them are very, very cool. If we scroll all the way down, we have mono, and we also have some color pop, which is super cool. Let's scroll right back up to the top, and I'm just going to say none because I am boring. I'm going to close this panel by selecting that X button. And we're going to notice that there's going to be a notch here on the side. This is somewhere where you would have your notes. It's the same panel as on your workspace. In the bottom, there's also a notes section. So I'll just leave this blank for now. We'll use this in the next part of this specific session, but I'm going to leave that blank for now. And I'm just going to close the panel. Now you're going to notice that as I'm talking, as I'm speaking, we're going to see this blue button flashing, and that signifies that Canva can hear me. It can hear my microphone. And it can hear me speaking. So everything is A-OK. If that button or light was not flashing, then that would be an indicator to you that your microphone is not functioning properly. we're going to zoom right up to the settings up here, and we're going to go through all of these right now. So right now, only my camera is selected. You cannot see anything else on my screen. And if you didn't have a camera here, then you would pop up into this section here, and you would be able to select your camera that you wanted to use. So this is where you select your camera if you have more than one camera. Down here is where we would select the microphone that we want to use with our video capture. Now I'm currently using my Yeti microphone, so I'll just leave it at that and move on. If you had more than one microphone, and I also have my webcam microphone, but I am not using that right now. I'm only using my Yeti. Now, the next option after camera is camera and screen. What does that do? Well, camera and screen records not only your video of you speaking, but it also captures the screen behind you. So when we select camera and screen, we're going to get a pop-up that's asking us, what screen do you want to record? And we have a couple of options here. So when we share a Chrome tab, that means that Canva will only record that one tab. So if you navigate off to another tab, Canva will not capture that at all. You're going to have to reshare that screen that you want to record on. When you select window, Canva will then record off of the whole window. So if you have multiple tabs, Canva will be able to follow you as you're switching over to tabs. And the third option is entire screen. If you, in this option here in window, if you navigate off of Chrome onto your desktop to go to your file explorer or something else, Canva will not capture that. So that's when you want to use entire screen so that Canva can capture everything that you're doing, whether it's in a Chrome tab, in software on your desktop, or somewhere else. I'm going to go back to Chrome tab, and I'm going to choose this tab right here, which is this tab here. And I'm going to say share. Now you're going to notice that in that tab, we're going to get a little blue icon. And that just tells us that that's the screen that Canva is capturing. Let's go back to where the video or the recording studio is located, which is on this tab. And you can also switch back and forth to View tab with canva.com. Now you're also going to notice that you can switch tabs by clicking on this button as well. Okay, so just note that for future. I'm going to come back here and to our recording studio. And what we're going to do is we're only going to record the screen capture. So I'm going to turn off my camera and I'm going to click on this button here. And you'll notice that now my profile picture with that video streaming through, it's no longer showing. And that's what it does. It's only capturing the screen that we are recording, which is up here. And if you don't want to be present in videos, that's the option that you need to choose, is only the screen capture. Now, screen capture normally doesn't have camera and it doesn't have microphone. But if you want to speak and you want for Canva to capture the volume of you speaking or your microphone, then you need to click on the drop down and you need to select a microphone. You're going to notice too that on the bottom here, that those blue bars, they're no longer here, which means that Canva isn't hearing me speak. I'm going to click on the gears icon again and just confirm that the settings are correct. So I'm not going to use a camera and I'm not going to use a microphone because in the next step, we're actually going to record a voiceover based on what I've captured on my screen. So these settings are correct for what I'm doing right now to show you. Now, once you have verified that all of your settings are correct, just come down and press the record button. Now, you'll notice that Once you do press the record button, you're going to get a countdown timer going from 3, 2, and 1, and then that will start the screen recording. So I'm going to press it now and start my recording. Now, once you've finished your screen recording, what you'll want to do is you'll want to press the play button to make sure that what you have recorded has been captured correctly. And if you're satisfied with your recording, then what you can do is you can just come up here and say save and exit. Now, if you're not happy with what's been recorded, then you can delete and start all over again. So I'm going to say save and exit to go back to my workspace. Now you'll notice that immediately Canva will place that video on your desktop, and it is uploading it into Canva right now. But if for some reason you come back to Canva and you don't know where to find it, just go to your Uploads tab and then scroll over to Videos, and that's where you will find it. Now, in the next part, we're going to do a voiceover, and we're going to read what's on this page and combine audio and video. So first, what I'm going to do is I am going to right-click on this video, and I am going to set this video as my background so that it takes up the whole screen. Now, part of my video is cut off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click there, and I'm just going to reposition it so that we can see that panel on the left side. Now, if I wanted to share this video or this design as is, you have a couple of options. You could come up to the share button, and you can definitely download this as an MP4 and then share it like that. You can also go back and share this as a public link. So just in the search bar, search for public link, public view link, and then you can share it by copying that link and sharing it with the people that you want to share it with. Now, when they receive this public view link, what they're receiving is just a recording of what you have done. They won't be able to actually modify your template, and they won't receive a copy of your template. To find the recording studio, to do the voiceover, we're going to go into Share, and we're going to go into More, and we're going to look for an option called Present and Record. If you don't see this option, just come into the search bar and type in Present and Record. So here it is right here. When I click it, I'm going to get a pop-up saying go to Recording Studio, and I'm going to click on that purple button. We're also going to get options on how to set up our camera and our microphone. So what I'm going to do, and in the background, you're also going to see the notes that you created. So we don't need a camera for this because all we're doing is a voiceover. But if you wanted to activate your camera, you could also activate your camera, and that would be in this recording as well. So right now I don't have a camera selected, but you can click the down arrow and you can select the camera that you want to use. Below the camera option, we have an option to select our preferred microphone. I currently have my Yeti selected, and that's what I'm going to use. But if you had other preferences, you could certainly click that down arrow again and select the microphone that you want to use. Now you're going to notice that I have these blue and purple bars flickering. And that just signifies to Canva that it can hear what we're saying. So we're good to go to start our recording. Now, when I select Start Recording, it's going to give me a countdown timer just like it did with the video recording. And if there's something that you forgot to do, you can always go back to editing. I'm going to select the purple button and we're going to get that countdown timer. I'm then going to adjust my video to go all the way to the beginning so that I can read what I want to read from my notes section. And when I'm done, I'm just going to press the done button that's up here and I'll save and exit. Okay, so now I'm going to press the start recording button. This page is a blank page. You can go ahead and replace the text with anything that you want. Just replace the text. All right, so we're all done with our recording. Now, if you're happy with your recording and what you have done, you can say end recording and you can go back to your workplace. If you're not satisfied with your recording, then you can certainly redo it and go back. So it's uploading my recording now, and when it's done, it's going to give me the option to copy the link to my recording so that I can share it with other people, or you'll have an option to discard, save and exit, or just download the recording. I'm going to save and exit. Now keep in mind that I was talking near the end, so there's some part that I really don't need, but I'll show you how to fix that in a second. So I'll just say save and exit. Now again, we're going to get the option on the right side to download the recording or to share this recording with someone else. So I'll just press the back arrow and I'll go back and modify that recording from my workspace. Now, I just want you to take note again. Under Present and Record, we now have a green icon with a play button. And if I press that again, it's going to give me the option to copy, download, and delete recording. We can only have one recording with one video. That's very important for you to note. So if you want to add another recording, you're going to have to delete the recording that you have there and redo it. Or you could download it and then bring it in separately. I'm going to show you where else you can find this recording so that you don't have to upload it from your files. If we go to Uploads and we go to Audio, we're also going to find that recording under Audio, and it's right here. So if we want to add this piece of audio to our design, we could add it right where our cursor is. So I'm going to click on this, and that will add it to my design. And remember, I recorded a little bit more than I really needed to. So let's go ahead and listen to the audio. This page is a blank page. You can go ahead and replace the text with anything that you want. Just replace the text. Now there is a little bit more here that we cannot see. And if I had another page, we would be able to hear what was there. So I've just extended it so I can see what else is there. And if I wanted to adjust the voice to appear at certain points in the slide, I could also do that. Certain points of one slide or another. So let's go ahead and listen to that now. This page is a blank page. You can go ahead and replace the text with anything that you want. Just replace the text. All right, so we're all done with our recording. Okay, so there's the rest of my voice. And Anything on the right side is stuff that I really don't need. Now I've got my audio selected. And what I can do is I could split that audio, and then I can just delete that second part because I don't need it. And over here, there was a little bit of delay when I was starting to speak. I can also just cursor to the beginning of that, and I can split that audio again, and then just get rid of that first part and move this over to the beginning. Now you'll notice also that with this audio, like any other audio, we have the option to see more options when we click those three dots. And we can also right click and see more options as well. We're now going to create a very simple slide presentation. I'm going to close this design. I'm going to open up a new document. And again, I'll open up a video, a blank template. I'm going to go to Elements, and I'm going to search for a forest. I'm going to place the photo of a forest right on my workspace. And I'm going to set this image as my background. I'm now going to add some text on my workspace. I'll change this text to read "the forest," and I'll make it larger. I'll also change the text color to white. I'm going to add another page. I'm going to go back to videos, and I'm going to add a video to my workspace. I'm also going to attach this video as my background. I'll add another page. And this time I'm going to go to Uploads, and I'm going to upload a video. And I'll select this video here. Now this video has sound. As soon as it's finished uploading, I'll place it on my desktop.
The birds are very happy, and they are pecking at.
I'm going to set this video as my background as well. Now let's go back. We have an image with a text on top of it on our first slide. On our second slide, we have a video with no sound. On our third slide, we have a video with sound. I'm going to take the middle slide. It's 31.2 seconds, and I'm going to crop it to be only 9 seconds. I'm going to place some text on my workspace. So I'll go to Text, and I'll add a heading. And I'll change this heading to read "Vast green pine trees." And I'll add another text box. And I'll change that to "can be seen for miles." I'm going to grab these text boxes, and I'm going to make them larger and place them in the middle. I'm going to go to the Elements section, and I'm now going to search for some lines. And I'm looking for lines that are shapes, so these type of lines. I'll place one on my desktop, and I'll place that right here. And I'm going to make that a little bit smaller, like that. Now, if you have problems trying to align your lines press the Control button and keep it held while you move it. I'll make a copy of that and I'll bring it over here. Now we're going to go up to the top and we're going to play this video. Take note though that this slide presentation is comprised of a photo with text, a video with text and a couple of elements. The video has no sound. And on the third page, we have a video with sound and speaking. And on the third slide, we have a video with a person speaking. Let's see what that sounds like.
The birds are very happy and they are pecking at the wood. Happy, happy birds.
Okay, I'm going to close this. I'm going to go back to the first slide. And I'm going to click on the background. And I'll click on the text. And I'll select the text box. I'll go to animate. Now you'll remember that in the animation panel, there was this option to appear on click. And this only works in presentation mode. I'm going to turn this on and I'll go back. I'm going to go to the third slide. And you'll remember on this slide, we had a person speaking. I'm going to right click on this slide and I'm going to go down and turn on show captions. Now just remember that click to present only works in presentation mode, not preview mode. So let's see what this looks like now with captions turned on. Now click to present will not work, but in order to see the captions, I need to turn captions on.
The birds are very happy and they are pecking at the wood. Happy, happy birds.
Okay, I'll close this. So just remember that if you want to see captions, you need to have captions turned on. If you don't have captions turned on, you're not going to see those captions. Let's take a look now at how you can share this as a presentation. Just go up to the share button, go to more, and look for present. You'll have the following options. You can present in full screen, you can present in presenter view, you can present and record, and you can also have auto play turned on. Now, if you use present often, you're going to see it right at the beginning in this area here. I'll just go back. I'm going to select presenter view and I'll click this purple button. Now you're going to get two screens. This is the audience window. This is the presenter window. And you'll notice that whatever I do here in this window will appear in my audience window. Now you won't be able to start your presentation until you click this purple button to enter full screen mode. It's just a notice telling you that this is what your audience is going to see. So you can actually move this window somewhere else so that you can see both windows side by side. In fact, let's place both windows side by side so that you can see. I'll grab this window and I'll just move it here, and I'll take the presenter window and I'll just make it larger and place it here. Now this is where my notes would usually be. So if I had notes, I could remember to say certain things as I'm presenting. Also, if you're doing a Canva Live, this is the area where you'll be able to host questions and answers. You can learn more about Canva Live by pressing this link. Now, if you needed to add notes in this area, you could do so by just clicking on this edit button. Once you're finished adding notes, you can just say done. And as you can see on the side, you can make the text larger or smaller to fit more in. I'll click done. And we can make it a little bit smaller so that we can see more of our slides on the left side. Now we have a whole bunch of options at the top. This keyboard allows us to access magic shortcuts, which include blurring, asking viewers to be quiet. We can create bubbles. We can add confetti. We can add a drum roll. We can add a curtain call. And we can do a mic drop. And when we're done with everything, we can clear our screen by pressing clear. I'll click on the magic shortcuts again so that it disappears. Now we also have the options to show a timer. If the slides have a timed option, we can give someone the remote or share with someone a remote to help us with the presentation so that we can speak and someone else can take control of switching slides when appropriate. There's also a More button where you can hide the magic cursor, which is that blue cursor. You can hide live edits, and that means that someone could be making edits to your design as you're presenting, but you don't want your viewers to see that. Or maybe you do, so you don't want to hide live edits. And then you can also start an autoplay. Now, if you remember, we had selected click to present. Now, below the video, we also have a back to the first page button. Right now, we're on the third page. So I'm just going to click that button to go back to the first page. Next to that button is a button to go back. We'll have the number, the page number that we're on, and the number of pages total in our presentation. And next to that, we'll have the option to go to the next page. We'll have a zoom button, and we'll be able to show captions or hide captions. I'm going to turn captions on because we have captions on our third page. There's also a button here to present in full screen, but I'm not going to select that because I want to see both screens at the same time. And then below this are our slides in order, and you can see that there is an arrow here that signifies that there's more. On this panel, on this side, is our audience window. Now I'm not going to enter full screen mode, but I want to get the presentation started so that you can see what happens when we're clicking to present. So I'm just going to press the X so that we can see as we're moving along. Now you'll recall again that we have click to present turned on. So I'm going to click so that that text, the forest, can be seen on the audience view. I'll click now. I'll click again to navigate to the second page. And I'll click again to navigate to that third page where there is a video and audio, and there are also captions.
The birds are very happy and they are pecking at the wood. Happy, happy birds.
Okay. And that is pretty much it on how to present, show captions, and navigate to the next slide by clicking. Let's go back. So I'll press Escape. Now, how do we share a presentation? It's the same way that we would share a template. We would go up to Share. If you want to share a collaboration link, then this is the place where you would set up your collaboration link. You would select anyone with the link, and then you can select Can Edit, Can Comment, Can View. Just note that if you are sharing this template as a collaboration link, they can edit your original design. The other options are to share it as a public view link or a template link. For a public view link, all they get is a link to the actual presentation. They cannot edit it. They cannot copy it to use it as a template. A template link, on the other hand, will allow them to edit the template, but it won't edit your original template. It'll make a copy and place it in their Canva. That's pretty much it on how to create a presentation or a slideshow using a combination of photos, videos, and videos with sound or videos with speaking. We're now going to take a look at how to use slide transitions and page animations and other types of animations for videos or slides. Now on this page, I have a photo and some text. I'm going to select the text and I'm going to go to animate. That's going to open up my side panel. Now, we've already taken a look at all of the animations available. For this text box, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to select Stomp. Now you can select any one of these animations. When you have time, you can try them out and see which ones you like and prefer to use. But for today and this video, I'm going to select Stomp. Now with Stomp, we get the option to animate both on enter and on exit, on enter only, or on exit only. I'm going to select on enter only. And what Stomp does is it takes text and brings it in from far away, and then it puts it right onto your workspace or on the photo. So it's kind of the opposite of zooming in, it zooms out. You'll also notice at the bottom that there will be this purple button to remove animations. Now, if you want to start all over, This is perfect because you can just remove all animations on this page, and you don't have to worry about what elements have animations or what they don't. Now, if we scroll back up to the top, you'll recall that we turned on Appear on Click. I'm going to turn this off because I'm not going to be presenting this, and even if I were, I would want everything to just appear on screen without having to click for the next element to show up. So I'm just going to turn it off. I'm going to click outside to close that panel, and I'm going to select this text box, go up to the floating menu, the 3 dots. I'm going to scroll down to Show Timing and turn that on. You'll notice that this element, we can see it now above the slide. Now we can crop this text as we need to. If it's overlapping onto the second slide, we can crop it and reduce it so that it's only appearing on the first slide. It isn't right now. I'm just saying that if in the future it happens to you, you do have the option to crop the slide on either side, or rather crop the text on either slide. I'm going to add a couple more words on this page. Now you'll notice that when I select these words, they'll come up in the timing because we've turned on timing. In fact, if we select everything, we will see the timing of all the elements on our workspace. Now, what if I didn't want these words to appear all at the same time? Well, we can adjust the timing of when they appear on the screen. I'm going to select beautiful. I want that word to appear first. I'm now going to select quiet, but I don't want that word to appear until after beautiful. I'm going to crop it. I'm going to select humble, and I'm going to crop it to appear after quiet. Let's go back and let's play that and see what that looks like. All right, so as you can see, when it plays, we get that stomping effect with the forest, and then we get each word appearing at different times. I'm going to go to the second slide now, and you'll remember that I had lines on the side of these text boxes. I'm going to take these lines and group them together. I'll also do the same here. Now, the reason why I group them together is because I want to apply an animation. And I want the animation to apply to this whole grouping, not just one or the other, because that would look silly and unorganized. So now that I have these grouped, and you have to make sure that you're selecting the whole group, you can go to Animate, and we're going to choose Pan. And we're going to select on Enter, and we're going to decrease the speed to make it go slow. We're also going to have it come in from the left to the right. Now we're going to select the second one. And again, we need to make sure that we have both selected. So I'm just going to make sure that I have both of those selected. And again, I'm going to choose Pan. Again, I'm going to choose on Enter, and I'm going to slow down the speed. And this time, I'm going to have it coming in from the right to the left. Once you're satisfied with your settings, just click outside to close that panel. I'll close this panel as well. Now, I'm not going to add an animation to the third page, but I am going to add some slide transitions. Now, what are slide transitions? It's the way one page or one slide leads into the second, or how it blends, how one slide blends right into the other. And how do you access transitions? If you place your cursor in between slides, you'll see a little notch there. Just click on that notch and that will open up the side panel. Now you can also access page transitions by clicking on the More button on the slide, or you can right click on the slide and you can also access transitions. Now you won't be able to add a transition before the first slide because transitions occur between slides. I'm going to go ahead and select the transition button again, and we're going to add a transition this time. Now, like animations, there are so many different types of page transitions. When you have time, you can go through all of these and check them out. Let's choose slide. Now, when we choose slide, we have the option for duration, so you can make it slower or we can make it quicker. I'll put that in the middle. And we also have the option to choose the direction that it slides. So I'll choose this one here. Now at the bottom, we have the option to apply this transition to all pages, or we can just apply it to this one page by just clicking outside. So now we see when we go to the bottom, we've got a different looking notch, which means that there is a transition applied between those two slides. We'll also note that there's a little bit of a purple shadow, which tells us when that transition begins on one slide and when it will end on the second slide. I'm going to go ahead and add the same page transition between the second and the third slide. And I'll click outside. Let's go back now and let's play this and see what it looks like. All right, so that looked pretty good. Now you'll notice that if we go back to the first slide, and we look at the word humble, it's kind of overlapping on the second slide. If that bothers you, then you can always decrease or crop it so that it's only appearing on the first slide. Remember to show the timing of the elements so that they can be adjusted to your preference. There's a lot of moving parts with slides, transitions, and page animations that showing timing is essential for ensuring that things are showing up on your slides at the right time. Now I'm going to select the text forest. And when I select the text forest, I can see that I have applied an animation. That animation is stomp. Now you'll recall that when we opened up our panel for animation, we had two options at the top. We had text animations and we had page animations. Now text animations are animations that are specific to text, and page animations are animations that are specific to all elements on a page. And page animations are different than slide transitions or page transitions in the way that transitions blend slides as you're moving from one slide to another. So page animations just affect one single page as opposed to slide transitions that affect 2 pages. Now, when you are applying page animations, note that it could affect your text animations if you have added text animations separately. I'm going to go ahead and select a page animation called Sleek, and I'll just apply it on Enter. I'll click outside of the box to set it. I'm going to take my cursor and I'm going to bring it to the front, and I'll press the play button to see how that looks. Let's bring the cursor back. Now, in this situation, I have this photo set as my background. And when a photo is set as a background, page animations will not affect it. Let's detach that image from my background. And I'm going to go to the Position and Layers tab, and I'm going to bring that image to the back behind those words. I'm now going to take that image and just resize it, but I'm not going to apply it as my background. I just want to take it and make sure that it's resized to cover the whole background, but not make it my background. Now, you'll recall I had 3 words here, which were quiet, beautiful, and forest. And I'll go back into animations, and I'm going to go to the bottom and say clear animations. So now I don't have any animations set on those 3 words. I'm going to click on one of the elements, and I'm going to go back into Animate. Now I'm going to go to Page Navigations, and I'm going to select Sleek to apply the Sleek page animation to all of the elements. I'll click outside. Let's take a look and see how that looks now. So as you can see, now that background was also a part of that page animation. Now, once you have applied all your animations, you've placed your transitions in between pages and finalized your text, your photos, and your videos, you're now ready to share this video. To share it, go up to the share button, go to download, and you must download it as an MP4. You cannot download it as a JPEG or a PNG. You could, but then you would have still images. If you're planning on sharing this project as a video, you have to share it as an MP4 video. To do that, just press the download button and download it to your computer. And then from there, you can go and look for it on your computer and share it. Now you can also share it as a public view link if you like, the same way that you would have shared a presentation earlier. And that, my friends, concludes how to create a video in Canva. It also concludes our series on learning Canva fundamentals. If you have any questions, place them in the comments. Don't forget that I do have a private Facebook community. I'll place it in the comments section of this video. You can always look at my YouTube profile for all of my other social links where you can connect with me, get personal feedback, and also connect with other people who are like-minded. I truly hope that you enjoyed this series. Don't forget to press the like button. For now, my friends, I will say bye-bye. Until next time.